And I think a lot of the people today have part of it. But one of the things that reincarnation is something that just popped up for me to talk about is that let's say, I'll throw a caveat out there. Let's say there were 355 species of human type of beings, different forms that were created all over the universes with the prime intention to coming to a planet near you, maybe Earth and others, to experience the process of reincarnation, to get better in each different reincarnation, to become closer to the Creator. If you looked at our planet, all over the planet, many people have the belief in reincarnation, coming back and so forth, and some people even know, certain things. But if this is true in this process, and this is what the Creator had intended, then this 2012 thing coming up with the elevation of this planet to ascend might show people on this planet who are doing their spiritual work that there is a higher order that is going to take you to a higher elevation of spirituality in your next incarnation, which might take you to a different planet, maybe not Earth, somewhere else, a solar system near you, so to speak, to begin the process all over again. There's a lot of cyclicity on this planet, a lot of cycles that are happening, and things that are just starting to be understood. And the problem is organized religions will not allow you to get any further to be able to understand, the origin of man, so to speak.
Have you read any of the Nag Hammadi stuff, the Sophia mythos, or any of that?
No, I have not. No.
There's some very interesting creation mythologies. This is all from the Gnostic stuff, the Essenes, the mystery school stuff, pre-Judeo-Christian mythologies. There's some very, very enlightening material there.
Well, as people are starting to discover, our civilization might have been designed in a test tube and experiment, and there was a higher intelligence that was responsible for the creation of man as we know it on this planet. And as people realize that and accept that, they'll realize that, that even these people who were the creators of in our DNA, so to speak, are not God. They just tampered with things that they shouldn't have tampered with, so to speak. But there's a creator who's overseeing all of that. But there are other civilizations. I mean, to think that we're the only human form in this vast galaxy, it would be asinine. That we're the only life on this planet. I mean, we talked about UFOs and stuff, but I've heard other people say that possibly it could be our future coming back here, whatever, time travel, whatever. And then with the planets being as far away as they are, unless you were able to warp, time, to go through a wormhole or, instantaneously, it would be very difficult to travel, because we can only travel, we can't, do the speed of light. It takes millions of years or hundreds of years just to get from planet A to planet B. So you got to realize that what our conventional linear thinking has forced us to do is forced us not to be able to see that, there are other things that could be happening where, you can bend things, you can shape things, that it's not like you have quantum physics now where they're explaining things of that nature, the possibility of it, the string theory. So these are things that are just coming to light that have been around for thousands of years. And, to think that we're, this civilization, modern man, if you ask the Native American, we're the seventh generation, the seventh civilization that's cropped up. The other six have figured out a way how to blow up themselves, so you can look for evidence all over the world and different, oral stories or history. If you go to the Veda teachings in India, you can look at, how that civilization arrived, and you realize that, a lot of them show, ancient chariots, spacecrafts. They show, people that possibly had spacesuits on. So, and then they talk about, even the stories in the Bible, it talks about, Adam, the Cain and Abel, the two brothers. and it's pretty much a parable for Enlil and Enlil, who were
Yeah.
Anunnakis, who, created the test tube human, and it didn't happen. It took many, many tries before, a successful species was created. And if you think about the missing link guys, I mean, they can't,
There is
they
none.
can't talk. There is none because there was never one to begin with. How do you have a Cro-Magnon man and Neanderthal man, on the planet at the same time, and say that one dies off because of survival of the fittest? That's crazy. People just don't die just to die off. You have to have a reason. If you have two different species, it's an apple and an orange. How do you say they become, they become one? They don't.
Yep.
So there's a lot of things, and if you cannot, debate these things with, scientists or people that of thought, if you can't provoke thought in those type of arenas, makes it very difficult to be able to advance, science. I mean, how do you do it?
It seems like our whole system is based on that. I mean, in every shape, form. I've seen some people just go to legislation to try to get certain things set up, like for example, to test homes, new ideas in homes to testing, and they were in court for 7 years before they were able to, and even now they still have a hard time getting the permit. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is just our modern way of thinking is so restricted when everything in life shows us that it should nothing is restricted in life, but we are.
Well,
we
gave our power away a long time ago.
But I'm an optimist, and I will say that the power is going to return. The veil is shortly to be lifted. It's going to take people who are open-minded, people such as ourselves, to create the dialogue, to put it out there, and it's the critical mass will be reached. It's that 100th monkey, so to speak.
Yeah.
And I think that right now, what we're doing right now is passing it on. And I encourage everyone listening to take what they're hearing today, and if you find credence in it, if you find things that have opened you up, to pass it on. Because if we're right here today, we're setting a precedent here on this fabulous day that we're all together, because we're in fellowship for the human race, because we want this to continue. The only way this is going to continue is for us to be able to bring things into the light. That's the only way you could eliminate the darkness, is by bringing it to light.
Yeah, it's very true.
Yeah, we've talked about the 100th monkey a few times on our show, and I've gotten estimates from people. I tend to agree. I think it was Crystal Clark that I asked where we thought where I thought we were as far as the 100th monkey. How many monkeys have we got so far? And her estimation was, spit it right out. She said 80%. And that kind of feels right to me. I think we're getting close.
Well, I've got one for you. We talk about prayer groups. People get together, they pray, for certain things, a certain time, they'll have a harmonic convergence. For example, what I heard recently was that in World War II could have been stopped if only 7 people got together and prayed on a regular basis to stop the insanity. World War II could have been averted. That's a very strong statement to hear that, but here's my point with that. If people got together now in groups, focus groups, and actually put their intention out, you magnify it, 10 times, 20 times, whatever, and the universe was going to give you back what it is you put out there. Because the universe, they takes orders. You give it an order, a command, or a demand, it comes back to you. So, for example, I command and demand right now that the troops come back from Afghanistan. We stop the war in Iraq. I command and I demand that. I want to see that money come back here, so that way everybody can have health care, everybody can have insurance, everybody can be taken care of in this great country that we live in, to stop the madness. That's my intention to put out there. And you know what? The legislation will come, the people will come, everybody will get together and say, you know what? We just need to have the same thought. That's the thinking stuff that has to happen today.
Yep.